Hello, my name is Lola Blake, and today I'm going to be talking to you about Michie Mee, Canada's first queen of hip hop. Before there was a Drake or a Cardinal Official, there was Michie Mee. She was the first. Michelle McCulloch, aka Michie Mee, was born in St. Andrews, Kingston, Jamaica. She would later relocate to Toronto, Ontario at a very young age. Michie became exposed to hip hop while living in the Martin Ethan Way apartment buildings. And while she lived there, she was very curious about what was happening across the border: the graffiti, the b-boying, the DJing, the MCing. But then there was that movie, that 1984 movie called Beat Street. That's what planted the seed. A busload of us from Martin Ethan Way, and everybody in that hood will remember that. We saw Beat Street, and it changed everything. And that's when I was like, that's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm going to do. We got to see that we weren't alone. We were right. Michie Mee. She realized what was happening in the Bronx. She also realized that pioneer by the name of Jamaican immigrant DJ Kool Herc was behind all of this. While in her mid-teens, Michie would travel frequently from Toronto to New York, and she was exposed to the hip-hop elite, and she would travel there to perform in rap battles. Little did she know what was in store for her, because while she was in Toronto, she was introduced to superstar KRS-One of Boogie Down Productions, and she was invited to perform on stage. What was amazing about this was that Michie had to be at the right place at the right time. By the late 1980s, Michie was featured in Canada's hip-hop compilation, Breaking Out. And this was produced by Boogie Down Production members, KRS-One and the late Scott LaRock. Michie was signed to Priority Records in 1988. Michie also teamed up with LA Love to form the duo Michie and LA Love. In 1988, Michie and LA Love cut their single, On This Mic. Here is a little sample from On This Mic.
People, here I am, and here I am, people. I'm trying to be conceited, but there's no one equal. I'm not here for dissing, just to make you listen and give you a taste of the lyrics I'll be dishing. I know you react when the bass starts pumping. I'll pack the house, you just don't let the chumps in. No suckers.
Jamaican funk, Canada Style, hit the market in 1991. Some of the tracks from the debut were Get It Together, All Night Stand, You're Feisty, and If Only They Knew. Here's a little sample from Jamaican funk.
When Michie's on this mic, it's not niceness. Those who diss the Mich and pretend talk behind my back and then approach me as a friend. In the end, you're a phony. It only has to be either you're jealous or you're mad.
Art does imitate life. And in 1998, Michie auditioned for the role in the new series called Drop the Beat. And she landed that role, playing the part of hip-hop queen Divine. In 2000, Michie released another album, which was titled The First Cut is the Deepest, and this hit single was Don't Want to Be Your Slave. The single also featured Estra and earned Michie another Juno nomination that same year while promoting her new album. Michie also toured with supergroup Public Enemy, Will Smith, Salt-N-Pepa, and LL Cool J. Michie Mee is definitely an old school hip hop artist. She was also deeply immersed into the rap battles. She rapped to entertain. She wanted the audience to have a good time. Michie Mee's contribution to the hip hop story. What made Michie unique was that she introduced her ability to switch back and forth between patois and also North American English. So patois was just a form of English in Jamaica. This move basically stunned her competitors, and they didn't know how to respond back to her when she would rap in patois. She has helped inspire a slew of artists, including Maestro Fresh Wes, who would later emerge with his classic "Let Your Backbone Slide." Michie shocked male rappers in the US, who literally thought there was no rap in Canada. In 1987, The Elements of Style, which was Michie's first single with LA Love, was released. The single was successful in the US, and the duo also appeared in the compilation The First Priority Music Family, Basement Flavor on Records, On This Mic, and Victory is Calling. Here is a little sample of Victory's Calling.
Victory. I seven letter word. It makes me, Michie Mee, get heard. I respect a female from
Blending her own heritage with her contemporary influences, Michie Mee's urge to add dancehall elements was honed. And unwittingly mentored by direct contact through pivotal and influential figures in the West Indian and hip hop culture. Mee has recorded and toured with MC Lyte. Here's a poster represented by Soul in the City. That was a show back in the 80s, actually a very popular show. She also performed with Shabarang, Patra, and she managed to keep her rap and Jamaican fusion relevant at the time. Mee is one of the first Canadian rap artists to successfully push boundaries with the successful cross-cultural Raggadeath. Michie Mee was inducted into the 2012 Stylist DJ Awards Hall of Fame. Now, as for the artist weakness, I really feel that Michie Mee needs to be known worldwide, just like Drake. I feel that she's not given enough recognition for her talent, as some of the artists that have come after her. I feel that not enough storytellers are writing about her. And I really feel that it's important to educate the youth about her contributions to hip hop. Um, as you could see from the videos that I showed, the quality of the videos were not that great. And I think that's due to the time period. The themes in hip hop that we've learned throughout the course that I've seen in portrayed by Michie Mee is that in her video and song "Don't Want to Be Your Slave," the theme that she connects with is power, politics, and also economic inequality. We learned this semester, and we know hip hop was originally a force that gave power to the underdog, the downtrodden, the people without a say. Some artists and scholars do argue that hip hop no longer cares about the power and the powerless, and instead is controlled by the powerful. In this song, "Don't Want to Be Your Slave," she states she's not going to cry victim. She's not going to blame the system. She's not going to be a puppet on a string. She just wants her people to have a voice. And she's talking about Black people, Jamaican people. She's talking about women. She expresses her oppression of living in the ghetto. And she also raps about taking back her power as a woman. She understands that things will not be handed to her, and I don't want to be your slave. Another theme was gender and sexuality. Also, identity are predominant in the themes that she's connected with. She's raps about not only being proud to be Jamaican, but she shows her pride in her power as a woman. She's a boss, queen bee, and that's shown in Jamaican funk, the song. In the video, actually, the actions of the people in the video are actually criticize and undermine the way that women are usually objectified in modern day hip hop videos. Mee portrays herself as strong and independent. There's no booty shaking in this video. Hyper masculinity is not highlighted in any way. There's absolutely no misogyny expressed about women by men, and the scenes and verses rejects the dominant ideas of gender sexuality. So the evaluation of the artist's strengths, I believe that she rapped for the people and still raps for the people. I believe she's a rap pioneer, Canadian hip hop icon. She represents so much hope for people of color, especially young girls. Her success meant hope for the community and showed many that there was a way out. Because you have to remember, as a young Black girl back in that time, you didn't really see people of color on TV or making it in any way. So, when young Black girls saw her on TV, it was kind of like you thought to yourself, wow, there's a way out. She can do it. Maybe I can do it too. So I think that's really important, that contribution that she's made, and as a strength Um, Michie is also a mother who makes it one of her duties to keep involved with today's youth. She's an avid supporter of children striving to achieve good education, and she knows firsthand the twists and turns artists often face in the entertainment business. And she herself had quit university when her career took off. She did have a run-in with the law, but that did not stop her. And here's a little video that where she did an interview and she talks a little bit about that.
Back, go out. He used to be your mama's boy, but now he's just a girl's toy. Her a bank, he'll get a receipt and thanks. Try buying me this, so when you're done buying me that. If you know me, you know I couldn't be brainwashed to do something like that. Then again, I'm not trying to cry victim here. Why all of a sudden? I've traveled the world. I've been on the road since I was 14. I've been signed since I was 15. I've been on the road. Why all of a sudden going to Jamaica, the quote-unquote weed capital? Would I be coming back with a suitcase implanted with marijuana? It doesn't make no sense. I'm ready to make it, take it, charge and live it, large, big time, come from mine. I just charge it. It's not for me to say who could have done it. It's just for me to say it was done. It's not for me to point the finger, because if the finger could have pointed, I'm sure it would have been pointed the day of trial. Right now, I couldn't tell you. It's just I was in the wrong place at the wrong time.
As Public Enemy's Chuck D has said, rap music is the CNN for Black people. It could be argued that rap music is now the CNN for nearly everyone, especially for people who don't feel connected to traditional centers of power like the mainstream media and government. None of this has stopped her. She used her nationality to her advantage. She embraced who she was as a strong, talented hip-hop artist. She will always be known as Canada's first hip-hop MC, rapper, pioneer, and icon. Mee continues to tour and educate worldwide. She is an inspiration.
There's nothing like getting an encore in the grill, all right? All right, well, this is my first encore in the grill, so you're going to have a good time with me, or what? I need all 4, 5, 6, 10 of us Canadians in the house to give me this love. This was one of my singles that gave me a lot of presence international. First party, I'm not a water. Yeah, I'm the Jamaican, taking charge and living large and big time. Going for my hurt sparge in your area, breaking the barrier, making it barrier. You cheer me when you hear me. I boost your area up when I rock and start smoking. The mic is hype and loud.